For thousands of years, a silent rule echoed through the stars, unwritten, unspoken, yet universally obeyed: never provoke the humans. It wasn't fear that kept the galaxy in line. It was memory, old scars from past conflicts where humanity, once underestimated, rose like a storm and rewrote the outcome of entire wars. Most civilizations learned this the hard way, and over time that warning became the oldest and most respected law in galactic history. But rules fade with time, especially in the minds of those who didn't live through the consequences. When the Threx Dominion attacked a remote Terran colony, they didn't just commit a war crime, they shattered that ancient rule. They believed Earth had gone soft. They believed humans were too civilized to retaliate. What they got instead was a response so calculated, so overwhelming, that the entire galaxy would remember once again. Humans don't start wars, but they always finish them. The forgotten rule: there are ancient truths in this galaxy. Some written in stone, others carved in the wreckage of empires long gone. But the one rule older civilizations passed in whispers, etched into the subconscious of diplomats, warlords, and even pirates, was simple: don't mess with humans. No one quite remembers who said it first. Maybe it was the Krull Supreme Commander after his fleet was wiped out near the moons of Europa. Or the Velran Empress, who lost an entire armada above Terra Prime. Or perhaps it was the Gentar Archivist, whose records simply note: do not antagonize Earth Species Number 01. Their retaliatory capabilities are disproportionate. For nearly 300 years, peace held. Humanity focused inward, advancing its technology, exploring science, spreading art, culture, and trade. The Earth Federation signed hundreds of treaties, contributed to the Galactic Council, and even helped stabilize the Orion Corridor. But peace, as always, made the galaxy forget. Until the Threx Dominion broke the rule. A mistake named Delphi. Station was a peaceful outpost orbiting the planet Lysara 3, a terraformed jewel in the Vega sector. It was a joint operation between humans and the Solari Union. There were no weapons, no soldiers, just researchers, botanists, AI developers, terraforming engineers, and their families. The Threx Dominion wanted to send a message. On stardate 3772.4, a Threx cruiser entered Lysara space under a false trade flag. In less than an hour, it unleashed a plasma storm that melted Delphi's outer hull. No escape ships made it off the ground. Over 2,000 lives were lost, 500 of them children. The Threx broadcast their act galactically, let Earth know: their age is over, their protection means nothing. What they didn't realize was, that message wasn't a declaration of war. It was an invitation to extinction. The silence before the storm. Earth didn't respond immediately. There were no threats, no announcements. For 6 days, galactic media speculated Earth was in chaos. But on day 7, a short message was transmitted from Terra Central Command. To all major star systems, Delphi Station was sovereign Earth territory. Your actions have consequences. Protocol 7 has been initiated. No one outside Earth's command structure knew what Protocol 7 meant. But the Kelturi matriarch, 1,000 years old and the last survivor of the Centauri incursion, said only 2 words: it's happening again. The shadows unleashed. The Threx Dominion prepared for a traditional war. Fleets, fighters, planetary shields. That wasn't how humans fought. The first Threx casualty was their central II grid. It stopped responding. Then came the blackouts. Power stations, weapons factories, food replicators all shut down. The Threx blamed sabotage. They didn't realize it was a single, Earth-made virus, codename Whisper. Entire systems collapsed in days. Millions of Threx citizens rioted in panic. Earth had fired no shots, but the worst was yet to come. The Ghost Fleet, when Threx military finally assembled their 400-ship armada, They entered Sector Theta close to Earth's outer territories and vanished. No distress beacons. No wreckage. Just silence. Weeks later, fragments of their flagships were discovered near a neutron star precisely arranged to form Terran letters spelling, "Do not test us." That's when fear set in. The Galactic Council reacts. The Galactic Council convened. An emergency session. Even Earth's ambassadors were summoned. Ambassador Rico Kwan, a soft-spoken woman with gray eyes, addressed them calmly. "We have no interest in conquest. We seek no colonies. But if our people are slaughtered, we will respond not with anger, but with precision." When a Threx representative demanded negotiations, Reiko simply replied, "You had your chance. Delphi was your choice. This is ours." Earth's real weapon, the galaxy always feared Earth's fleets. But their true weapon wasn't ships. It was their people. From war veterans who trained in orbital zero-G to diplomats who could outmaneuver any AI, to engineers who could rebuild a city from rubble in weeks. Earth's might lay not in destruction, but in what they rebuilt after. While the Threx reeled, Earth began broadcasting Delphi's history system-wide stories of the children who lived there, the Solari who helped humans terraform it, and the dreams that were lost. The galaxy wept. The Threx grew desperate. The final strike, rather than push for total annihilation, Earth gave the Threx a choice. Dismantle your war machine. Pay reparations. Surrender those responsible. The Threx hesitated. Earth gave them 24 hours. On hour 25, Earth activated Nemesis. What happened next remains classified, but satellites captured this. A city-sized Threx command center. Lifted silently into orbit and vanished. Days later, the Threx High Chancellor surrendered in full view of the Galactic Council. A rule-reborn Delphi was rebuilt. Bigger, safer, with monuments made by children of all races. Earth never claimed Threx territory. Instead, they set up schools, libraries, and peacekeeping institutions open to all species. A single phrase was engraved in 52 languages above Delphi's new entrance: "We forgive, but we never forget." And below that, smaller but etched, in pure Terran steel, the oldest rule in the galaxy: "Do not mess with humans." Legacy of fire and steel. In the months following the Threx surrender, the galaxy underwent a kind of reckoning. Civilizations that once watched humanity with skepticism now studied Earth's doctrine of warfare, diplomacy, and retaliation. University halls echoed with lectures on the Delphi response, and alien strategists openly admitted, humanity doesn't wage war to conquer. They wage it to remind the stars who they are. Behind the scenes, Earth's special operations divisions were quietly pulling back. Nemesis-class platforms entered dormant mode. Whisper AI was locked in black vaults. Not because humanity feared others, but because the lesson had been taught. Again. Yet, not every species accepted the new balance of power. A smaller faction of Threx defectors calling themselves the Ember Fangs believed surrender was weakness. Operating from asteroid belts and dead moons, they plotted revenge, hoping to reignite the ancient fire. But they underestimated Earth's second weapon, memory. The Black Echoes, the Ember Fangs, hijacked a Terran freighter named Odyssey, carrying diplomatic envoys from Earth and several neutral planets. They broadcast a message throughout the Vega sector: "We reject Earth's peace. Let Delphi burn again." This time, Earth didn't wait. Within 3 hours, a fleet of 7 stealth corvettes entered the asteroid belt under complete cloak. No laser fire, no missiles. Just silence. 30-7 minutes later, Odyssey reappeared untouched, escorted by Earth's ghost cores. The Ember Fang hideout? Gone. Scans later showed it was collapsed inward using controlled gravity pulses. One survivor was found drifting in an escape pod. His message: "They came from nowhere. They didn't speak, just looked at me, like I was history already." He was released unharmed. Learning from pain, the Galactic Council declared Earth's response measured. But the real change was philosophical. Other civilizations began adopting Terran principles, not just military efficiency, but cultural resilience. War-torn planets looked to Earth's post-conflict rebuilding programs. Peace academies based on Terran ethics were founded from Proxima Centauri to the Kelvar Cloud. Even the children of the Threx were taught Delphi's history, not as shame, but as warning. And hope. Humanity didn't dominate the stars with fleets. They reshaped them by being impossible to break. Every attack, every betrayal, every scar, they turned into strength. The oldest rule wasn't about fear. It was about memory. The monument and the flame. 10 years after Delphi, a monument was unveiled, not on Earth, but on neutral ground, orbiting the twin suns of Elkar. It was called the Flame of Memory. Floating in 0G, shaped like a phoenix rising from a shattered world, surrounded by the names of every species who had fought, died, or sacrificed during the Delphi events. At the center, a bronze statue of a Terran child holding the hand of a Solari scientist, both looking up towards stars unknown. Underneath, in glowing Terran script, the oldest rule is not a threat. It's a promise. Humanity will rise always. Hurt us, and we become something you can never predict. On that day, even the most warlike empires bowed their heads. Whispers into tomorrow. Centuries passed. The story of Delphi became legend, then myth, then curriculum. A new generation of aliens grew up, not fearing humans, but respecting them. And Earth, too, changed. It didn't build more weapons, it built bridges. Shared its terraforming tech. Helped diffuse civil wars without ever firing a shot. Still, deep inside the Terran High Command, the phrase "Remay"